Hello everyone, this is Shadow Cosmic here, and today I'll be doing a Shadowverse video. Well, kind of a Shadowverse video. Um, I'll be talking about the Shadowverse next video that just came out recently on YouTube. Basically, it's a news video that tells us about the upcoming updates and content changes to Shadowverse, and it's a very informative video. I'll leave a link in the description linking to this video, but I think it's quite important. The information they give us is quite important, and it's also very interesting. So this video is just me rambling and giving my thoughts over this. So let's jump straight into it. So the biggest thing currently is the formats, okay, for play. So the first thing they announced was the two formats, rotation and unlimited. Basically, what rotation does is you'll only be able to use the latest 5 sets, so the latest 5 expansions, as well as some basic cards. So they say this limits the card pool to around 500 cards to choose from, and will allow new players to play Shadowverse more easily because they don't have to get all the old cards. And as for the unlimited format, it's basically the current format we're playing, where you can dump every single card in the game into a deck. And they do mention that certain cards may be excluded from unlimited, so like I think completely banned probably. So basically what I feel about this is, although, okay, from a player's point of view, okay, I shouldn't call myself a veteran player. From a player that has played for a very long time, since the start of the game, this kind of hurts quite a bit, because what unlimited means, what rotation means is you can no longer play some old cards. Say after classic set rotates out, you probably won't be able to play Dimension Shift anymore. I'm looking at all you Dimension Shift players. But not just that, I don't think you'll be able to play Roach. You might not be able to play Forte because they feel that Forte is too easy to use as a finisher. So depending on what they choose to do, they may remove a lot of cards from rotation. Because of that, you might feel that a lot of your effort has gone to waste because some cards aren't playable anymore. That's where unlimited comes in, but still, rotation is probably the main format I'll choose to play from now on, because it's a fresher format. It basically limits your card pool and forces you to make in more interesting decks. You can no longer rely on your old reliable cards. Say, one of the things I think that got hit is Genesis Dragon from the classic set. Reason is because Genesis Dragon and Forte, both of them are staple in most ramp dragon decks as a finisher. And you can see why. Genesis Dragon is a 7 attack storm. Forte is a 5 attack storm, which can't be hit. It's the easiest way for Dragon to find a finisher. Just dump a bunch of damage to face. So if they limit these two cards and don't put them in rotation, Dragon players have to find a different way to find finishers in Ramp Dragon. This, as you can see, it forces more creativity and makes you have to build your Ramp Dragon deck in a different way, which I think is quite good. It stimulates the community. It stimulates players to find alternate methods to win the game. For Runecraft, it'll probably be Dimension Shift that gets hit on, because if you really think about it, there are only two spell boost mechanics, right? Two spell boost decks right now. Daria and Dimension Shift. If you talk about Chimera, yes, Chimera exists, but most people dump Chimera with Dimension Shift. And you have Burn Rune and you have Earthright Rune. Those I won't talk about, but if Cygames wants to develop the spell boost mechanic, they cannot leave Dimension Shift inside the game because it is that strong. Dimension Shift usually has the potential to end the game around turn 6, turn 7, which means that any other spell boost deck you're gonna make is probably gonna pale in comparison to Dimension Shift. They tried it with Chimera, but once again, if you play pure Chimera compared to playing pure Dimension Shift, usually Dimension Shift is gonna win, because Chimera you have to wait until turn 9, Dimension Shift you can proc it at turn 6 or 7, and then you're dead. So I think it's good that they can rotate some cards out. The idea for Forest is about the same. You rotate out Roach, you find different ways to play Forest instead of just relying on the Roach OTK. I'm not sure whether they'll take out Silverbolt. They might just leave Silverbolt in, but once again, we're not very sure. Haven, I don't know whether they're gonna take anything out. Shadow, if they remove Lord Atomy for Shadow, yes, because I can understand where the deck comes from, and I can understand it's high rolly and a little bit fun, but when playing against it and you drop Lord Atomy on like turn 4 with like a Mammoth, it's quite annoying. So if they rotate Lord Atomy out, please, by all means. What else? I don't know. So yeah, that's what rotation is. You simply get to play with less cards, but then you are forced to make more creative decks, which it's an okay trade-off. Yeah, so I think they also mentioned a bit more information here about ranking and stuff. So yeah, after in this December, we'll be getting a new expansion, which will be the 7th expansion of Shadowverse, which means Darkness Evolved is probably going to rotate out, and a few of the standard card packs are going to rotate out. So I'll make a separate video on what we'll lose from Darkness Evolved, but just know that once the new set comes in, these two sets are probably going to be taken out of rotation. And same thing, once the 8th set comes in, then you're going to lose Rise of Bahamut for the new set. And to make it a smooth transition, and they have mentioned that here, how they're going to do it is right now, you have your rank and your score, because there's only one game mode. After rotation is implemented, you're going to have 2 different ranks and 2 different scores, one for unlimited and one for rotation. But the good news is your current rank is going to be displayed in both. So if you're already master, then you're going to be master in both anyways. Yay. But then you can choose from there on to play what. So if you choose to play unlimited, then only your unlimited score will grow, your rotation score remain the same. It's good, so you don't lose any progress. If you're a Grandmaster player, you don't have to start from scratch when rotation comes out. And this is good because it ensures that when the rotation format is implemented, good players and better players aren't mixed together again, where then you'll have a war zone for not so good players who have to go against like veterans. Not sure whether what I just said there, I hope you can decipher it. As for this is an interesting part. They say players can now reach Grandmaster in both unlimited and rotation. This part is a little bit confusing for me. Does this mean you can reach Grandmaster either in unlimited or rotation? Because it means if that's so, then you can only get the Grandmaster rewards once. But if this means that you have to reach, to get the full rewards, you have 2 different Grandmasters to reach, one for unlimited and one for rotation, then I think it's going to be slightly tough. Because for me, I don't play Shadowverse like 10 hours a day. I'm not a streamer. I only play at most like 1 hour of Shadowverse per day, and try to do as much as I can in those times. That means that if they're going to put 2 Grandmasters, one for unlimited and one for rotation, and I have to get both, I think it's going to be a little bit more tiring than normal. But if they just put 1 Grandmaster that you can achieve either in unlimited or rotation, then I think it's fine. As for, I like this system here, the score reward system. Basically, you can claim the score rewards using either your unlimited points or your rotation points. So if you choose to play only rotation, you can get the monthly score rewards. If you only choose to play unlimited, you also can get the monthly score rewards, which is good. And if you choose to play both, I think both of the scores from both game modes will add up together to give you your score rewards, which is nice. So it doesn't punish you for playing whatever game mode you choose to play. It doesn't punish you. You still can get your rewards. Yeah, side games was I think this is a very thoughtful and nice system. So what else? From here, yeah. So here you can see in the Shadowverse Premier Cup, which is starting next January. The format's gonna be unlimited, but then after that in Rage 2018, the format's gonna be rotation, which is, I think this is the first rotation tournament. And then after that, from there on, they'll decide, because rotation, I think, will be the main format for most big tournaments, but I think unlimited can also be fun for smaller tournaments, because you just have a crazy amount of cards to work with, and I think unlimited would be more fun, but rotation will force you to think about what to play. Excuse me. And then, yes, the next event they have is a tournament event for Arena. So Arena here refers to Take-Two, I'm assuming. And they say anyone can join this tournament, play at your own leisure and pace. Tournament winners can claim exclusive titles and bonuses. And that's all they say. So I'm not sure whether for this means like in Take-Two, you will get like a ranking, and then after that, the more Take-Two you play and win, the higher rank you go, maybe? Or is it they're gonna make an entire new game mode called Tournament? It's unrelated to Take-Two. I'm not very sure. And how will they decide tournament winners? Once again, also don't know. So, yeah, not very sure what this is. Probably have to wait for more news. So this I'll just gloss over very quickly. And yeah, here's the new information, the bomb they dropped on us. There's gotta be a new class. It's gotta be called Portocraft. So, yes, this is a trailer. Here we go, Portocraft. So it's, at first I didn't think this would happen. It's quite unexpected actually to drop a new class on us while we're already 6 expansions in. So well, first I'll get into the main mechanic. As you know, all classes have their mechanics. Blood has Vengeance, Dragon has Overflow. Portocraft has this thing called Resonate, where basically if your deck has an even number of cards, you have Resonate on. If your deck has an odd number of cards, Resonate is not active. So it's quite a simple mechanic really. If you're at an even number of cards, you draw a card, you turn off Resonate. If you're at an odd number of cards, you draw a card, you turn on Resonate. It's not that hard to understand the mechanic. But what this means is basically, unless you have a way to filter out draws, you will only get Resonate once every other turn. So on alternate turns you will get Resonate, which means you probably have to plan your turns beforehand to know, next turn I won't have Resonate, so I can't play this ability, so I have to save it for the following turn. You probably have to plan your turns out with this deck. Still not very sure. Of course, they haven't revealed all the cards, and I can't tell what this deck is supposed to be from yet. But they have told us that this deck will have these things called artifacts. So just like your Runecraft has Earth Rights, you have artifacts in Portocraft. So there will be cards that put like artifacts into your deck and cards that draw artifacts out of your deck. So this is like also a form of draw to activate Resonate. And I'm not sure whether the artifacts are just gonna be tokens with last words draw a card, or they're gonna be different kind of artifacts. Probably the latter, but it's gonna be interesting because I'm not sure what these artifacts are gonna do. Is it maybe like a commander officer interaction like in Swordcraft? I have no idea. We'll have to wait to see. And yeah, Black Iron Soldier. Yes, so that's what they showed us for the new Portocraft. Now, about this, new class thing. I think it's gonna be slightly difficult for side games to smoothly incorporate it. Because first things first, you have 7 other classes that have had support for 6 expansions, which means on the 7th expansion, you're gonna throw in a class that is very, very under supported, even in rotation. Because in rotation, all your other classes will have 5 expansions to play off of. Portalcraft will only have the newest expansion to use, which means I think for the first expansion, Portalcraft is gonna be very underpowered. But with subsequent expansions, Portalcraft will grow to the strength of will grow to have equal strength to other decks. I think Side Games probably has this in mind, and will probably try to make it so that Portalcraft can stand up to the other classes. But I think it's gonna be quite difficult, and you'll probably only be able to be competitively viable after like 1 or 2 expansions. Then again, if Side Games somehow miraculously make it so that the craft is suddenly so balanced and so in sync with all the other classes, by all means go ahead. I want to play Portalcraft too. I want it to be a fun deck. I want it to be competitively viable as well. So we just have to trust Side Games on making this as well. And I would like to point out something. We have a Deus Ex Machina here. Please tell me it's a legendary. Please tell me it's a legendary. So yep, that's Portalcraft. I think that's about it for yeah. So there's also the tournament as well, the World Grand Fix for Shadowverse. I'll be sure to catch that. And there's also the 14 million downloads. Congratulations once again. On November 6th, they will have a promotional period. So yeah, we have to wait for more news, but I hope it's good stuff. So I guess I'll take this time to talk about some stuff, like my personal opinions on the entire review. The new tournament mode, I won't say much because we still don't know anything yet. The new class, I think I've said all I need to say. I think the biggest elephant in the room here is rotation. So will rotation really help the game? I think it will, because once again, yeah, it's gonna keep the game refreshed and alive, so that people don't have to keep relying on old cards. Like, you don't have to keep relying on D-Shift if you want to play Rune and Spell Boost. If you don't have to keep relying on Genesis Dragon to kill your opponents. You will be forced to explore new options, which will give rise to new decks. Yeah. I really don't have much to say here, so I guess I'll just end it here. Yeah, leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section below. Do you hate this rotation format? Do you like this rotation format? What do you think of Portalcraft? So on and so forth. Whatever you have to say, I want to hear it. So thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye bye.